is the Golden Bear. So you'll see a few bear statues on campus, including one right in front of us. That's Sturdy the Bear. He's one of 27 bear statues on campus. We don't have all 27, I think, on the Minecraft, but there are a few of them, which is super, super exciting as well. And a lot of people like to take pictures here with Sturdy because it's a really cool photo opportunity when you guys can eventually hopefully see campus. And so then here in front of us, this is the Hoff School of Business. So it's one of our 9 graduate schools on campus. Very prestigious, and it actually also has an undergraduate program for students as well as a graduate program. So that's also super exciting. It's difficult to get into for sure. It's definitely competitive, but super, super cool. All right, and we're going to walk towards Berkeley Law. So that's another one of our graduate schools. So like I said, we have 9 graduate schools. So there's Berkeley Law, there's Haas School of Business, we have journalism, public policy, public health, social welfare, optometry, things like that. But for the most part, I'm going to be focusing on our 5 undergraduate schools. I'm assuming almost all of you are probably undergraduate students. So the first undergraduate school we're going to talk about is the College of Letters and Sciences, and that is the largest undergrad college here on campus. And then there's Berkeley Law, you can see. So College of Letters and Sciences, about 75% of undergraduate students are in the College of Letters and Sciences. It's got the wide range of majors, such as biology, psychology, economics, media studies, things of that nature. So it's got kind of the broad classes there. And then the next undergraduate college is a College of Engineering, and so that's got all of the engineering majors, such as mechanical engineering, civil engineering, biological engineering, environmental engineering, things like that. And then the only engineering major that is not in the College of Engineering is chemical engineering, and that is in the College of Chemistry, which is our 3rd college. So the College of Chemistry has 3 majors, as chemical engineering, chemistry, and chemical biology. And so I think you can go across it the next time and we'll get to Wurster. So the 4th undergraduate college we're going to talk about today is the College of Natural Resources. And so that has a lot of the environmental majors. So there's forestry, nutritional sciences, environment and society, things like that. That's my personal favorite college because that's my college. I'm a nutritional science major. But that's a little bit that one. And then the last college we're going to talk about is the College of Environmental Design. And so that one, it has College of Environmental Design has city planning, architecture, things kind of that nature. And so right now we're coming up on Wurster Hall, which is this gray building that's kind of tall. Some people say it looks kind of like a dragon. In person, it looks like a dragon, Minecraft as well. And so that is the 5th college. It's the really cool Wurster Hall because they get to do a lot of research and learn how to build buildings, and especially being in California, if there are a lot of earthquakes, they get really good practice with that because there's actually a fault line that runs through the stadium, and so it's the perfect place for them to be able to practice and learn how to build earthquake-safe buildings along with beautiful buildings as well. So that is Wurster Hall, and then we're going to keep going to the Hargrove Music Library, which holds more than 200,000 volumes of books and printed music. And there's also Hertz Hall right there, which is a concert hall, and they have free concerts for students every Wednesday of various music genres, all the music genres. And there's also Morrison Hall, which has music classrooms and faculty offices, and the basement of that building actually has practice rooms that students can use in case your roommates are tired of hearing you play your instrument at all hours of the night. So super cool too with that is students can actually minor or major in music, and there's no audition required. So people can go and if you don't have the instrument, you can come to Cal, do a minor in music, and then still learn to play an instrument while you're here. So this is Faculty Glade. So you'll notice this really green hill, and that's called 4.0 Hill. So the mythology behind that is that if students roll down the hill, then they'll get a 4.0 GPA. So a lot of people before their first semester will roll down the hill in hopes of keeping that 4.0 GPA for their career at Cal. And you can still, and so in Minecraft, this is Get Busily Roll, running down the hill works as well. So you can go ahead and run down 4.0 hill, get that good GPA. And then we also have the faculty club, which is, so we have the faculty club, which used to house all of the professors and faculty on campus. However, so it was really great because students could come to the faculty club and ask the professors questions about essays, lecture, anything like that. However, as you can imagine, so our school is very large. We have 30,000 people, undergraduates, and 10,000 graduates. So you can imagine 40,000 people trying to talk to professors at all times, through the night, every day, the posters and yelling might be kind of unpleasant for a living situation. So professors no longer live in the faculty club, and that functions as a hotel, actually. But don't worry, you can still talk to professors through their office hours. So all professors have office hours, so you can go and ask them questions, sometimes just you, sometimes it's you and maybe a few other people. Ask them questions about lecture, essays, ask for their research, or even just go in and say hi. Professors are people too. Try not to be too intimidated by them. They just like to chat as well. So that is the faculty club. And then now we're going to go on up a bridge over Strawberry Creek. So Strawberry Creek is a creek that runs all the way through campus. It's considered it's not only is it very beautiful, but it's considered a living laboratory. So professors and graduate student researchers and undergraduate researchers will go and collect samples from the creek for their research, which is a super cool thing that runs all the way through campus. And so now we're going into the College of Chemistry. So I think I mentioned earlier, chemistry is kind of a really big deal here at Cal. So we 16 elements have been discovered by Berkeley faculty, including berkelium, californium, even plutonium. Professor Seaborg discovered a lot of them. So Professor Seaborg discovered a lot of them. So he, including plutonium, and he's a huge Cal fan, obviously, and you can actually rearrange the letters of his last name, and it spells Go Bears. And then the building in front of us, this is Pimentel Hall, this red one. So Pimentel Hall holds about 500 people, and the really cool thing about that one, it's one of my favorite lecture halls, is because the front of the lecture hall actually spins. So professors can go, because a lot of top level science classes, they can go set up their experiment for class. And then instead of taking time to set that up, just right before class, the lecture hall spins, the last professor goes behind, and then the next professor comes up, and their experiment's ready for lecture. I personally didn't actually have any classes in there my first semester, but I still thought it was really cool, so I would go to my friend's class. Alright, so now we keep going. So this is Hearst Memorial, Hearst Mining Circle. And so the statue here is kind of the center, it's the mining circle, and then these are kind of the main engineering buildings. So Hearst Memorial Mining Building is across from the College of Chemistry. You look from there all the way across the circle. That's Hearst Memorial Mining Building. Super pretty building. Really amazing if you can get a chance to go in there. I don't know if the inside's quite built yet, but super cool building. There actually used to be a mine underneath it when the school's very early beginnings. It doesn't function anymore, however, it is still there. It's just not functioning. So there's a mine that actually is under there as well. And then the gray building, finishing the circle, is Evans Hall, and that's kind of the main math building, and it has the statistics library. So you'll have a lot of math classes in there as well. And then we can head toward the Campanile next. So the Campanile is the Italian word for clock and bell tower, so hence the Campanile is a clock and bell tower. And that's where we're heading to that right now, so you'll be able to see that. It's 307 feet tall. It was constructed in 1915. It has a 61 bell carillon on the top. So a carillonist plays it in mini concerts. So they play for 15 minutes 3 times a day at 6:45, noon, and 6 p.m. And so check out the Falcons. So the can also play those 15-minute concerts, and students can actually learn to play the carillon as well. So sometimes you'll be walking to class and you hear the Office theme song playing, or you hear the Harry Potter theme song, things like that. And so students can learn to play it by taking a decal. So decals are 1 to 2 unit courses. And as you can see here, this is Andy and Grinnell, the Falcons. I'll talk about those in a second. So decals are 1 to 2 unit courses. They're taught by students for students on a wide range of topics. So there's one on Pixar movies, there's one on introduction to surgery, there's one on chocolate, there's one on adulting where you learn how to pay taxes and things like that. So a wide range of topics. They're taken pass, no pass, which means they don't really affect your GPA. And like I said, they're taught by students for students. You can take them as a couple of units, as a not supposed to be too difficult class, or you can even facilitate them and get units for that as well. And then the Falcons, there's 2 peregrine falcons at the top of the campanile. In real life, yes, they are there. They had 3 babies actually just recently. Their 3 eggs hatched, I think last weekend. So definitely you can check those out on their things as well. And you can go inside the campanile. You can go down the stairs, go up the stairs. It's got a really great view of campus. And then there's also on the 2nd to 5th floor of the campanile is kind of in the Department of Paleontology is in charge of that. So the 2nd to 5th floor holds fossils from the La Brea tar pits, which is also super, super cool, and a really awesome, really cool thing. You can't, unfortunately, you can't actually go in there, as it is for like research for them, but it is there in a really cool part of campus. So that is the campanile, and then we're going to keep on going to Bancroft Hall and toward the Memorial Glade. And typically when you look at the view, like right here, out toward the buildings from the campanile, you can normally, like in person, see the Golden Gate Bridge. It's not there right now, obviously, because we can't build all of San Francisco, but that view would have the Golden Gate Bridge. Alright, so then we're going to keep going. So there's Bancroft Library on the left, and that has a lot of like the historical documents. So there's actually the Mark Twain papers in there. So you can, and when you're on campus, you can go, they'll put like gloves on and everything so you don't like ruin the papers, and you can flip through the Mark Twain pages and other historical documents that you literally can't get anywhere else, which is really amazing. And then now as we're going toward Memorial Glade, you'll see on the ground there's this kind of gray spot. Don't walk on it. That is the seal of Memorial Glade that said that if you step on that, you will fail all of your classes. So choose as you would like. I see some of you decide to step on it. That is definitely your call. I wouldn't risk it, but that's definitely up to you. But that was a gift from Tiffany and Company, and that's probably the most followed tradition on campus, is not stepping on the seal at any time. So as we're walking, this is Memorial Glade. It's a huge grassy area. You'll see students hang out here all the time, especially on nice days. People will picnic, hammock. Clubs can kind of rent out the space and have socials. People play frisbee. People have movie nights out here. Like I know during my freshman orientation last year, they rented out the Glade and put a huge screen up and watched a movie, which is super, super cool. And so yeah, you'll see people out here all the time. There's also a few libraries. So we have Evans Hall, which I showed you before, it has the statistics. The big white one is Doe Memorial Library. And so that is, it's a very big library, as you can see, designed by John Gillen Howard. And that's actually open to the public and students. Also, yes, the Falcons are actually named Grinnell and Annie. So the Doe Library is available for the public and students. All of the other libraries on campus are just for students. And then across the Glade, there's the East Asian Library and also the Kresge Engineering Library. And then below us is Main Stacks Library. So that's the largest library on campus. It connects Doe Library and Moffett Library, which we'll be heading to next. It's 3 floors deep. It's 3 football fields long. It's the largest library by far. It's very quiet, but there is natural light that comes through, so don't worry about it being too dark. And it's a great place if you like the really quiet to study in. If you don't like really quiet, you can go to a little more noisy ones, such as Moffett. This is Moffett Library. It's for undergraduate students. It's 5 stories. It was actually designed by the architect that designed the Facebook headquarters, so it's a pretty cool building. It's a 24-hour library, so it's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's also the only library that allows food in the library because there is a cafe attached to it, which we'll see So it's 5 floors. The 4th floor is the buzz floor, so this is kind of the floor we're on right now. It's meant for collaboration. You can go talk to your friends, work on homework, things like that. And the 5th floor is the quiet floor, and we'll be able to see the cafe attached to the Moffett Library. So cafe attached is the Free Speech Movement Cafe, and so that's dedicated in honor of the Free Speech Movement, which happened in the 1960s, where students were advocating for their right to be able to express their political views on campus. It lasted for about a year. That's also what the campus is widely known for, and inspired the political culture on campus, which still is present today. However, a lot of people I know worry, like, are the protests like really intense and scary and violent? And they're not. They're peaceful protests. I've never had any reasons like be worried about it at all. It's just students expressing what they believe. So that's the Free Speech Movement Cafe, which is a super cool part of campus, and like I said, you can bring food into Moffett Library. All right, and then we're gonna keep going. So in front of us here, this is Valley Life Sciences building. It's a really big white building. So when it was originally built, it was the largest academic building in the country, which is super awesome and really impressive. And then Harvard decided they didn't like that, so they built a larger building. So then in response, we built the annex, the Valley Life Sciences building, so we were once again the largest building. And then Harvard built an annex to their building. So this is the second largest academic building and structure in the country. And inside it's actually really cool. There's Osborne and Marsh, and they're a T-Rex and Pterodon cast. So Osborne is the T-Rex. He's super cool. It's a cast. He's a cast because the real bones are actually in the Smithsonian, because he's the most complete T-Rex skeleton found. So his real bones in the Smithsonian, but we get the cast of him. And also, I can talk about research on campus. So, because Osborne was built together by professors, graduate students, and undergraduate researchers, and so undergrads were able to put together Osborne because when the cast was sent, they originally just sent in a giant box, and they weren't labeled. So students and professors had to figure out how to put them together, which was a really cool research project. We have 5 options. So you can put what building you want and what size. So you could be Blackwell double, or Clark Kerr quad, or Foothill single, things like that. But for your 5th option, make sure that you put any room size, any location, because that means you'll get guaranteed housing if you turn your application in on time and put that as your 5th option. If you don't put that as your 5th option, then you don't really have guaranteed housing. So make sure you put that as your 5th option. I can't really stress that enough. But for the housing, so right now we're looking at Blackwell Hall. It's the newest dorm. It's a residence hall style. They have singles and doubles. It's super nice. And then behind it is Unit 3, and that's another typical high-rise building, typical dorm style kind of thing. And then Units 1 and 2 are farther up the street. We're not going to go past those on this tour, but they're there. And they're same thing, high-rise dorms, Units 1 and 2. There's also Clark Kerr, which is a little bit off campus. They have dorm style, they have suite style, which means it's a couple rooms, and they're connected to a bathroom and a living common area. And so that's a suite style, and they also have apartments. And Clark Kerr is considered to be a country club of the dorms because they have their own pool, they have their own track, they have their own sand volleyball pit. So that's super cool. And then on the north side of campus, we have Foothill, which is all suite style. That's where I lived my last year, or when we were on campus. So that's all suite style. And then right next to Foothill is Stern, and that's the all-women's dorm. And that's dorm style, and they have a few suites as well. So those are the main housing options for freshmen. And then for after your freshman year, they don't guarantee housing for upper level students. However, you can apply for housing. It's just not guaranteed, but it's definitely an option. Most students choose to go into apartments and go off campus. And so I'm going to live in an apartment next year. Some students will live in their Greek houses and sororities and fraternities. Some students will go into co-ops, which are cooperations basically. So you can live in there and you do some chores, maybe you'll have to cook a little bit, clean bathrooms, clean the yard, something like that, and that goes towards your rent, so it's a little bit cheaper. And then for dining, so for freshmen, if you live in the dorms, you're given a meal plan. It's included. So the meal plan is, there's 3 options. So the one that's included is the blue plan. And the way that works is you get 12 swipes into the dining halls. So there's 4 dining halls. There's one Crossroads, which is next to Units 1 and 2. Cafe 3, which is between Blackwell and Unit 3. Clark Kerr, which is in the Clark Kerr campus. And then Foothill, which is by Foothill and Stern. So you can eat at any of the dining halls with your meal swipes. They're just kind of there for convenience, but you can go to any of them that you'd like. So the blue plan, you get 12 swipes. So you can swipe in 12 times a week into an all-you-can-eat buffet at the dining halls. And then the other part of the meal plans is flex dollars. So you get 300 flex dollars per semester, the Blue Lake Standard plan. And you can use your flex dollars at on-campus restaurants, and you can also use them at like kind of there's little shops and markets next to the dining halls, and so you can go in there, and there's like Pete's Coffees, smoothie places, things like that. So that's the blue plan. There's also the gold plan, and that has 10 meal swipes per week. So you're not going to be in the dining halls as often, but you get 500 flex dollars per semester. So it's more if you can buy things in the market, things like that. And then there's the unlimited plan, and that's you get unlimited meal swipes per week. So you can go as many times as you want, and you also get the 500 flex dollars per semester. So the gold and the unlimited plan are an extra charge, but they are there for an option, and then the blue plan is included. And so next, talk about the RSF. So this is the recreational sports facility. So you can fly up and kind of see the top of that a little bit. There's the pool, it's got gym, it's got regular gym things, it has basketball courts, volleyball courts. It also has classes, so every Wednesday we go and play dodgeball against other teams at school. We have the Tank Center, which is located just off campus, a little bit farther down that way is where the Tank Center would be, and it's got pretty much everything you would need other than an emergency room. So they've got an urgent care, they have psychological professionals you can go see for counseling, they have a pharmacy, so pretty much everything you would need is in there. And so that's definitely there for students. There's also the student health insurance plan. And so that is all students on campus are required to have health insurance. So SHIP is kind of the health insurance plan. However, if you don't want the student health insurance and you have your own health insurance that you'd like to bring, if it's deemed to be equivalent as the student one, you can waive the SHIP fee, and then you won't have SHIP, and you'll have your own personal insurance if you have it, which is also super cool. We're looking at right now, this is the Legends Aquatic Center, so it's got the diving, so this is for the Division I swim and dive team as well. So also very, very, very new and very cool. And so then so that's health on campus. Then there's also for safety. We are in an urban area, so some people are very concerned about safety on campus. However, there's no need to be worried at all. There's the blue lights, which emergency blue lights, which we'll see kind of in Lower Sproul in a minute. But for those, if there's an emergency, you hit the button. UC Police Department will be notified of where you are, and they will come and help you in just a few moments. Then there's also the night safety shuttle. So students can, that goes around at night, and it's for students, so you can go on and takes you around campus. So I've taken that before. My practices were at night, and then I had to go up to Foothill on the opposite side campus, so I've taken the night safety shuttle before. There's also Bear Walk, so for that you call the number, and a UC Police Department trained student, so an undergraduate student that's been trained by the police department, will come and walk with you from wherever you need to go to wherever you are to wherever you need to go. Whether that's another building on campus, somewhere off campus, like an apartment, like a 15-minute walk away, they'll walk you there anytime of the night. And there's also UCB Warn Me, so that allows people to, you can sign up for it, and then they'll send you a text or email, depending on how you can sign up, with any health or safety issues on campus. So that's health and safety. And then right now, this is Haas Pavilion. So Haas Pavilion is home to the basketball, gymnastics, and volleyball team. So like I said before, you can get that student pass for football, basketball games and go to all the home games in here. And then any other sports, again, are free for students for the Cal Park. All right, and we're going to keep going into Lower Sproul. So Lower Sproul, so we went through Upper Sproul before, and now we're going into Lower Sproul. So Lower Sproul is still like a hub of campus. You can see another bear statue at the top of that pillar right there. And so here there's Eshelman Hall, which is kind of a cross, and that is for student organizations. They've got meetings, meetings, events, things like that can all be in Eshelman Hall. There's Zellerbach Hall, which is the large playhouse on campus. So there's a bunch of Cal performances. Performed there. There's a bunch of shows, like I know during orientation I went to a comedian show in there, I went to a hip to show in there. One of the Supreme Court justices came and spoke there. I think it was only for graduate students, but still an amazing opportunities to go see people. Also, student organization performing there. My roommates run a dance organization, and so I went and saw them perform in Zellerbach Hall as well. And then there's also the Senior Chavez Student Center. So that has the SLC, which is the Student Learning Center, which is a free tutoring center for students. So you can go get help on math, physics, your essays, anything like that. You can get free tutoring help. It also has the Disabled Students Program in there, Cal Parents, the Transfer Student Resource Center. So it's got a bunch of resources for students in there. And then we're going to go back up to Upper Sproul. And then as you can see here, there's the kind of black column with a light that's like a blue emergency light. So that's where you push the button and UCPD will be on their way within a minute or two. And it's got the number there as well for UCPD, which is super awesome. I love that. All right, so we're going to go up to Upper Sproul. And then the last building is the Mlk Student Union. And so that has restaurants on the bottom, and all the restaurants on the bottom are actually for female entrepreneurs to promote female entrepreneurship. And then it also has an Amazon locker, so you can have your packages delivered there. You go in, they send you an email, they give you a code, you can scan it, or just enter in the code. One of the lockers opens, and you can get your package, which is super, super cool. There's a reuse in there, which is an on-campus thrift shop. They have an open computing facility, so you can go and use the computer. And you can actually print, I think they used to be 10, I believe now it's 20 pages a day for free in there. There's the Cal Student Store in there as well, so you can go and get any Cal gear that you want. So that's the Mlk Student Union, which is really awesome. And then behind me right now is Sproul Hall, so that's kind of the administrative building on campus. It has everything for like admissions, financial aid, the visitor and parent services offices in there. So that's the people that give the official walking tours around campus. So that is Sproul Hall. And then also on Sproul Plaza is the GBC Cafe. So the GBC Cafe, Golden Bear Cafe, what that's called. And so that's probably the largest on-campus restaurant that we have. So in there, there's a coffee, there's a smoothie place, they serve breakfast, you can get burritos, you can get chicken strips. There's also a market, so you can get like groceries and things like that in there. And that's a really good place for you to use your flex dollars as well. So also super cool. But yeah, so we're back on Sproul Plaza, main probably hub of campus. That's kind of the conclusion of our tour. Before you guys leave, I want to share kind of why I chose to go to Berkeley. So when I got into schools, I went and visited them, and I'm so sorry that you guys unfortunately can't go visit schools. I can't even express how difficult that must be. But hopefully this is kind of close to the feeling. But anyway, so I went and visited schools, and I was visibly happier at Berkeley than anywhere else. But I personally tend to overthink things a lot, so it took me, for whatever reason, a really long time to actually decide I wanted to go to Cal. And so I finally did, and I went and told my parents, I said, I want to go to Berkeley. And they said, we know. You were obviously happy there. Why did it take you so long to figure it out? And they were so right. I love campus so much. Definitely, I feel so at home here every single day, and hopefully going through this walkthrough of Blockeley gave you guys kind of a feel, and hopefully you guys felt as at home here as I do every single day, and please like feel free to explore and stuff. And yeah, I know the last group wants to take a picture in front of Sproul Hall. I don't know if you guys want to do that or not. We definitely can. But yeah, and then that's kind of the end of our tour though. If you want to take a picture, we can definitely do that. But yeah, and if you guys have any questions, you can kind of type in the chat, and I can answer those if you have any lingering questions. And if not, thanks for going on the tour. Yeah, of course. Yes, picture. Yeah, I'm glad it was super helpful. Yes, go Bears. Alright, and yeah, so that's, do you get the picture? Yep. Yeah?
Yep.
Think so? So, yeah, that's all I have for you guys. So, yeah, please enjoy UC Blockeley, and I hope to see you guys all hopefully in the fall.
Also, feel free to check out the website. I know we had problems with the server today, but we will fix that today. We're going to get new servers, more servers. So you guys can just jump in whenever, and it should be fun. Follow us on Instagram.
And are there any questions in the chat? I can't see the chat, so
I don't see
if there's any. No. What's something I wish I knew before attending Cal? Okay, so honestly, when I was choosing schools, some people told me, like, don't go there, it's super competitive, people rip pages out of textbooks and tell you the wrong answers for things to, like, sabotage you, and that was one of the major things I was considering, and I came to Cal, and I have not experienced that in any way. Everyone that I've met has been super collaborative and really helpful. Like, I have problems on my physics homework, and I ask my friends, and they help me. I've never had anyone, like, rip pages from a textbook or try and sabotage me at all in any way. So I think that rumor is definitely not true. But yeah, I also really I usually will kind of sit in front of an L between classes, which I think is super fun. I lived in Foothill. That's a lot. I lived in Foothill, and a lot of times there were, like, deer and turkeys around, so I know, like, some of my friends, we went out and cut up apples, and we're, like, feeding the deer in our dorm, which was super awesome, too. Yeah, I'm glad you had a great time. I'm glad I could share. Hopefully you like Cal as much as I do, and as much as all of the people that put this together do. Yeah. Yeah. So, and you guys can feel free to go and explore campus. I know, you'd like. I know some of the buildings don't have interior, but some definitely do. So, yeah, go Bears. Yes, go Bears.